And good morning and welcome to Thursday's edition of Blabbing from Britain with my co-host John, and we're joined by Stephen as Silk as well today, which bodes well for a good show. Morning, John. Morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
Morning.
Right. Quick skip over the Blab news. There isn't. Shaan confirmed what Britain had said. Okay, so Blabbing from Britain is here to stay as long as Blab stays. Okay. In other news, my video I was going to make about how to defeat Windows at its own game isn't going to be made. My hard drive died. So there you are.
Sorry.
Don't do that. I'm currently fitting a new hard drive. Right. Okay. Now, any news this week outside those two things that you want to bring up?
First thing I'd like to mention is that there's a new set of stamps coming out celebrating Pink Floyd.
Oh wow!
And I mean, we've not had a stamp day at any time, as I recall, on Blab.
No.
I'm just trying to finally put the link in, which will be an interesting one. But you can spend up to 104 quid.
Yeah.
On heads up jump. What do they do? Yeah, I know that. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, hello. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Black screen. Can you see anything?
No. Black screen too.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing's happening. Morning, Peter. Morning, Fraser. That's going.
Anyhow, yeah. So I'll just try it one more try. One more.
Okay, fine. All right. Okay.
Try. Yeah, I'm giving it a try. Oh, hello. Is that Oscar? What was that?
I have no idea.
What was that?
I put in Royal Mail, as you can see. Oh, you can't see.
No, we can't see.
I've got Royal Mail.
Yeah.
.com, blah, 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 blah. Press enter, or press the arrow thing.
And you ended up Kanye West?
Amongst others.
Amongst others, yeah. Okay.
What was that? Who's the lady in the video? No.
Who knows? It wasn't
the video is.
wanted. Oh, dear.
Well,
Okay.
never mind. Maybe we'll have something offline later. I don't know.
Right.
But I thought that's a bit of good, decent news.
Indeed, it is. It's cheery news. All right. Now, I listened to Radio 5 Live, and there was a piece on there the other day saying that there's in one of the London boroughs, and that could be one twist, it could be another one. There's a block of apartments been built, and they've all being built. They've all been pre-sold, and nobody's going to live in them because they've been bought up by people who do not live in this country.
Offshore trusts.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not necessarily offshore trusts. It'll be the billionaires, won't it? The Russians and the Chinese and all those people with loads of money. They were saying that there were these flats which would go for 50 million quid are like gold to those, or gold bars to these blokes. It's just an investment like anything else. Blokes and ladies, I suppose. And they were saying it was a symbol of the fact that London is a dumping ground for foreign cash and all that goes with it.
Yeah. I mean, we do have a shortage of housing, don't we?
Especially affordable housing in London, for sure.
Yeah.
I doubt if there's any rent-controlled apartments in that area.
Right.
What did they sell for, Stephen? Did they give you a clue?
No. They just didn't give the price. They just went with the principle that it was being built and nobody's going to live there. And if you're using up land, then at least it should be occupied. I think that was the main point. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Does Peter have the same situation in Aberdeen?
Is that what you were after, Mr. Sill?
That's the one. That's the one. Nice one, John.
Ah, right. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
Put a little bit of music on later on as well to go with the song.
Well, those should drop into my father's postbox because he gets all the new releases automatically.
Oh, the stamps?
Yeah.
Which one does he go for? Because he can go spend up to 100 odd quid with it.
He'll have whatever the standard collector's edition is.
Oh, the first day thing where they send out,
yeah,
especially franked ones, don't they? I remember that from my dim and distant past when I were a lad.
Aye.
Aye, let's get rid of them now.
Those are the days.
Oh, there is one thing you might want to mention. Twitter is allegedly changing the 140-word limit, characters even, such that they won't include a premium for images and links. So that should be making it easier to get the message across. Some may say harder. Some may say we've been trained to do 140 characters over the last 6 years.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we've all worked at getting the tweets retweeted, so we've been sort of going to 120 to include the link, and then leaving 10 for the retweet. But the thing is that it's also when you send a message, the @Stephen JH will not count. Yeah.
And they increased the amount of characters on the direct messaging.
Well, direct messaging is 10,000 characters, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So, but I mean, there was talk at one time that the Twitter would go 10,000 characters. I think that the way that they're going with, as you say, with the 140, not including links and photos, is a far better approach. Because we talked about this, didn't we, when we heard the rumours back last year. It does make sense. But of course, that means that everybody who's linked into Twitter, Hootsuite, and everybody like that, has got to rewrite their software to take into account.
That'd be interesting.
Oh yeah, for fun times.
And here he comes.
Coffee man.
Morning, Peter.
Oh, coffee.
All right. Okay. That's the advert.
I've just been away, so I don't know
everything and nothing.
We need to report a social media success for John Upton, Peter. A week ago, when we were offline after the Blabbing for Britain, I asked if anybody knew a way of importing American beverages, specifically a rather lovely Bloody Mary mix, and he managed to find within a few moments a link to a French, would you believe, a French American market, so to speak. And lo and behold, I've got my favourite Bloody Mary mix through this morning. So nice one, John.
There you go.
So I feature coffee, Peter, but I liked it anyway.
Oh, hey, listen, now you'll maybe notice the different surroundings today, right? Because this is a real office. I've been kicked out of the kitchen. So this is my real office. And I panicked yesterday because my coffee machine out here broke down. And I was... But I'll tell you something, guys. When I come out of the house, something that's made in the garage, this place, and I just had a physical barrier of coming here, you know. But now that I'm in here, you'd be surprised how much work I got done. My quotes get done quicker, and it just makes a big difference, you know. Just having that office around you, you know. It's a it's a strange thing, but I like being with Sheila, you know. But I've got to say, I've got to get to that office and do things because I was away. The reason I wasn't here last week is I was away looking at a new thing called CEPA, which is CEPA certification, which is a Euro EN 16636 for pest control only. and I'm probably going to go for that. And it means that somebody will say, right, pest control, if we're getting it in, must have this. It'll probably be that for the future, you know. So it's a standard that everybody recognises. So I think I'm going to go for that. But
is it a European standard?
Sorry?
Is it a European standard?
It's a European standard, but even if the vote goes the other way, it's still a European standard. It's going to be recognised anyway, you know, because the British pest control have actually played a big part in what will be done anyway. A lot of Europeans, well, a lot of other countries like Malta and places like that, they actually use the British standard. The way that we go, because we don't have a license. You see, we don't. Did you know that?
Of course, but you're not licensed
so
at
British
all.
pest
Or you don't
control
have to be licensed at all. Do you have to be licensed at all to do what you do?
No, you don't have to be licensed. There's no official license, but the guys that are out spraying in the fields, you know, when you see guys spraying weeds and things, they've got a government license, which is the PA6. But in pest control, everything has been a code of conduct. So the suppliers won't supply you until you've got proof of training. Right? And there's a new. My two guys were out doing something yesterday called CRRU, and I keep forgetting. It's the Campaign for Rodenticide Resistance Use. So what happened is, with the secondary poisoning with maybe owls and birds of prey, non-target species, we're actually uplifting our poisons outside of buildings and only putting it down when necessary. So in order for me to get this stuff ordered now, I've got to have proof that I've been trained, and the guys have had to go and do an extra course in order that they can get trained. So that's what's happened. But you can still get amateur products, but you can only get it in a certain size. That's the difference. And the difference between an amateur and the professional is, the minute you take an amateur and charge for it, that's professional. But they get it in limited quantities. That's the main difference. So so we're not actual. There's no actual license, and everything is worked to a code of conduct. And that's surprising.
Because of the sort of chemicals that you must have to use, and also the liability piece of it as well. I would guess that's pretty uppermost in your mind.
Yeah. Well, I always look at a safe part. I'm looking at wireless pest control in the future, innovative, and we use mostly traps now when we go around, and we've halved our output of rodenticides, you know, for mice and rats when we go to a place. For before it was 100% poison. Now we're putting down 2-to-1. My business is putting down a 2-to-1 ratio of 2 traps for 1 bit of poison. So we're reducing that now. So we're trying our best until we can fully go in and say, right, we'll just use traps only. But it's all about labour costs, you know. Because if you put down 6 traps and there was 10 mice, so 6 will go into traps, but there's still 4 running about. So that's why we'll have a bit of poison in as well, or rodenticide as we call it.
Cool.
Very good.
Cool.
So that's your pest control. And did you know that? So what I'm looking to do is going to go for some environmental award and things like that. I do try to cut that. But here's a fact for you. Already this year, a woman has died because of a wasp sting. She didn't even know. And unfortunately, she passed away because of it. And it's reckoned there's about 1,000 people each year die because of a wasp stings, something called Kunis, which can come on.
I the crap out myself the other day, just looking at the window in the kitchen, and there was, and I kid you not, an inch-long wasp.
We believe you.
That was.
Yeah.
Definitely an inch long. Is that normal, Peter?
Probably not. Yeah, well, yeah. It's good. I
might that have been an Asian hornet?
No, it wasn't a hornet, apparently.
Could have been an Asian hornet. I'll tell you what, John, see these Google alerts? I get them in all the time now, Google alerts, and I could write every day. I could actually I put more blogs out just recently, and it's made me sit and do blogs with the Google alerts.
What do you mean, Peter? What?
So, well, I put up Google alerts and I've put in anything to do with pest control coming in. So bing, 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 all over the world. And it makes you think to write a story. Oh, I remember when this happened, blah, blah, blah. And you're putting it onto your blog. And it's just, and then you maybe embed the BBC thing that come out as part of your blog and say, look, take a look at their link and have a look yourself and stuff like that. But yeah, I was somebody think, oh, I'll tell you a funny thing that happened. Well, it wasn't so funny, John. My videos, I decided we got a new uniform beekeeper suit with the name of it. And I took a picture of Gordon, a video, and I put it onto social media, Facebook. I put a face ad with it, I boosted it. And then I got a message from the lady, could you please take that down immediately? They'd recognised our house. So I'd taken it down and kind of apologised and stuff like that. So it just shows you, I couldn't believe that people recognised our house. It was a spur at the moment. But anyway, that's enough from me. I'll let you in. Who's next?
At the beginning, before we came on air, we did make a slight mention of the situation in France. When the French go on strike, they go on strike. And
don't they trust?
That the current situation is that
people are.
I think Stephen is suspended himself.
I think he's frost.
He's frost.
So the situation, the French just hold you to ransom. Yeah.
People are
if you tried that in Britain, the people that tried to hold them ransom would be all arrested, put in buses and taken away. That's the difference.
Okay.
Right.
Don't they get a free wash when they get it? You know, when they're doing this with the water cannon. You know, the French believe in washing away their antisocial.
If you're French,
Peter, you have not advertised. I just saw you drink it, but you didn't advertise.
I know. Costa, are you watching? I'm still waiting for my vouchers. Anyway.
One day.
I'm going to run a campaign on the video about that.
Has anybody seen him singing over the last 2 weeks?
I think I might have stumbled
You've gone silent now, Peter.
It has to be said that you can sing, Peter.
That was I said, I've sung on the television. Yeah. My wife says, get off, you'll break it.
Yeah.
Stephen, you were talking about the French.
I've something to tell.
The French.
You froze.
Yeah, I am going to freeze the case now on the portable this morning. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, should I start again?
Now you're frozen again as well.
I thought Peter had sorted it out.
Let's do what the French do. Have a revolution. Take over, John.
Yeah, John, take over.
It's just occasionally you know, mid-sentence you seem to freeze. I don't know. But that's more likely bandwidth, isn't it, than your laptop being
Yeah.
Anyway,
listen, once we stop,
new topic completely. To Merino or not to Merino?
What?
Oh, right. Okay. Well, it's 10. I thought, first of all, I think possibly on the day he won the FA Cup was not a good thing to do. Well, releasing news that he'd been sacked, to be precise. It's not cricket, is it? It's not English or Scottish.
No.
to actually tell somebody that they're sacked on the day that they win the biggest trophy in the country.
What a damn disgrace! A damn disgrace. I mean, to do that to the man. Now listen, I remember, because you know Sir Alex Ferguson got Aberdeen up and running.
Yep.
Where I'm from. And that man is still held in high esteem up here. Now I remember when he went to Manchester United, and people were baying for his blood. What happened to persistency and consistency and giving people a bit of chance to build up a team? We're in a Burger King society. We want it now. And to treat the man like that was and sometimes the dressing room's a problem as well, because I'll tell you what, if Fergie had any problem with somebody, he would bring them up and he would get them up. It's causing problems.
I'm afraid
I just thought
you've gone garbled, Peter.
Yeah. Oh dear, right, just as well.
No, you were quite spot on with the message about Mr. Ferguson, because he wasn't given a chance. But it's having won the FA Cup, that wasn't good enough because they finished fifth in the Premiership.
I mean, I'd be delighted if we were still in the Premiership. Even if we were fourth from bottom, I'd be delighted. But anyway, what can you say?
Come to Stoke, mate. It's where the champions are, the real champions.
Yeah, well, Stephen's going to be playing Stephen next year. Well, I'll be watching from the Championship.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
A Blab
yeah.
sponsored event.
Can I mention something?
Should
now,
we?
For all the people out there that don't like networking, let me tell you a story. Last week, I got a telephone call from someone in my BNI group. A young lad, not young, and he picked up the phone, I think it was Friday afternoon, late Friday afternoon, and he said to me, Peter, I'm just phoning you to thank you because I have just been given the biggest mortgage for someone, he got them for them, the biggest mortgage in 10 years. And it was because I put them in touch with one another through the BNI group. And I'll tell you something, it wasn't me who got the money. All I did was put them together, and to hear that guy's voice to say the biggest one he's ever had in 10 years, it actually made my day more than probably his. So if anybody's listening out about networking, do it. You just never know when something big's going to come in. And that was for £750,000, I believe, for a mortgage for someone, because I put them in touch. And so it's not all about just taking and taking and taking. And I've stayed my time with this group, and it's starting to come to me. People know me as well. So I'm very much delighted about that.
Yeah, I think networking and giving more than looking to gain does work. And you've illustrated that perfectly insofar as an introduction as to somebody getting what they actually need.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah, because we're all networkers, aren't we?
Say again?
That's why we're here. We're all networkers.
Would you believe, right? Few months ago, well, 7 months, she was telling me, I went in to get my ears waxed. And chatting away at her, and she says, I'm looking to get a video made. I brought her to my group. I've never seen somebody so excited about a networking group. She joined, and she got a very, very professional video made. But she also got a woman that was a midwife to do a video testimonial. And you can look it up in Aberdeen. It's called Bryce. Bryce Hearing Services, yeah. And the woman is she was a midwife, and she was deaf, and she pulled into herself. But you want to see this woman when she got these ear things playing called Lyric. And I'll tell you, I had tears in my eyes watching it. Best video testimonial that I have ever seen. Fantastic. and a lot of people are seeing it now. So suggest you have a look for yourself. Right, who's next?
Right, two advertisements. Tonight, 5 o'clock on Blab. Myself and Paul Ince and John, hopefully John, will be here with using Thrive for social engagement. And that should be an interesting hour or so with Paul. Investigating 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. BST today. And the second mini advert is if you have a YouTube channel and you want to make better use of it and you want to know how, then I did a session with Eileen Smith.
You certainly did. It was
brilliant. A masterclass. Thank you for that, Stephen. It was most enjoyable. I mean, John knows. I mean, Eileen's not here yet, and I'll say it on there. Eileen is a joy to talk to, because basically all you need to do is to just start the conversation, and Eileen will go and finish it. And she passes such great, genuine knowledge along that it's a pleasure. But I've learned 1 or 2 pointers, as I said to John, put them into practice over the next week or so. So that's the advertising done. Those are my last 2 shows this month, and then we're into June and we're into the election month. Well, not election, no, voting month. When shall we have our Blabbing for Britain's European special? It's got to be a Thursday, obviously.
Yeah, makes sense.
The 16th?
Yeah, can do.
John? Yeah, the Blabbing for Britain European special. Nobody, I mean, we don't have to declare how we're going to vote. We can just go through the pros and cons, and because it's.
Yeah. Have you seen Max Hastings' article this morning in the Daily Mail?
No.
It's a fascinating one, and you know what he says? It may be a terribly misorganised, even corrupt organisation. He just doesn't want to see Boris win. He says he's going to vote to remain in because it will screw up Boris. So that's what it's going to come down to, you know. It's going to be the personalities again, because there's no bloody facts coming out about. It's all conjecture. So I wonder if we can get Boris to pop along to our to your European special.
Well, actually, the Boris bus was in Lancashire earlier this week, and just touring the locals.
Did you see his Jedi
car parks, really?
Video? He was walking along a factory, and he put his hands out in the sort of that sort of fashion. The bloke fell over his camera. All the world, it looked like a Jedi.
So there's some good humour video, right?
But I think we should have one.
Talking of,
we can have a mock debate with Peter voting or saying that he wants talking about the side he doesn't actually support. How about that one? How about that, Peter?
Talking of specials, do you remember Don't Stream and Drive?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
GMTV.
Well, we do, yes.
Neil, God, I've forgotten his name now. Sergeant TCS, Neil, was on the telly this week.
Yes.
All right.
So if you've got 7 or 8 minutes to spare, I've put the link in the right-hand side. It's 7 or 8 minutes long, and he gets about 18 seconds, but...
Well, the thing is, the campaign goes on.
I mean, this is quite a good exposure. He's on the telly with Piers Morgan, that is,
Indeed.
Someone who I think should go back to America, but he's on there. And they actually show a guy who's been streaming and driving in a simulator and just how bad he really is.
Mm-hmm.
He was still a bloody idiot, though, when he was interviewed.
Well, it takes
he did say that he'd been stupid, but it was just.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah.
Youngster, anyway.
Yeah.
But that's all aside. But it's well worth a watch, and then you can find out that Neil is called Dewson Smythe. That's his surname. Yeah, because he would never tell us.
Yeah, but he'll always be Sergeant. He's
but do you know what TCS stands for?
No.
No, well, as we all know, he works in the control room at Lancashire Force, but he was previously the custody sergeant.
Ah, right, okay. Fine. Yeah, it's good to see it continuing because there's a parallel organisation in the States, isn't there? I mean, I know it is good. Yeah. Justice Mitchell, who's on Blab, is involved with that streaming.
I have one in Toronto in Canada as well, because I took part in a Blab of Sergeant TCS's when the guy from Toronto was on.
Right, and there's an Australian campaign too. Perhaps we could bring all three together on Blab. That would be a thought. Not straight away though. I mean, obviously, it's April 8th was the original Don't Stream and Drive Day, so it's going to be a few months before we get back to April 8th, isn't it? Okay. So time to plan. Let's hope the Blab's
topic, guys. We're 2 weeks away from the Euro 2016 tournament.
Oh.
First of all, we're going to talk football.
Northern Ireland are in the competition, and also Wales are in the competition, and I'm pretty sure that England are in the competition.
Of course.
Is there anybody else we should?
Is it?
Is
there another country?
And I've had to have a look in the did not qualify section. Stoney. Oh, he's got a smile. He's got a smile. So, is it anybody but England, Peter, or do we get your support?
No, hey? You know something? It's funny because I am absolutely the opposite. You know, I lived in London and worked with English guys, and so I actually probably get you guys. I hardly meet. I've not got that Scottishness that everybody thinks, you know. People say, "Oh, whiskey." I says, "I haven't drunk for 10 years." Oh, where's your kilt? I actually wear one. Because when I was 15.5 stone, I'm down 11 stone 10, I'll let you know now. And I wore a kilt one day and it was hanging over me. And so it doesn't really matter me. As you can see, you probably know I voted no for independence.
All right, okay.
What? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
No, for me.
Okay, that's European football.
33, I think.
Stephen. If you want to just mute, you can mute John by clicking the icon left-hand corner of his, and that'll just mute him. And then we can carry on talking. Right. Yeah, do you think we'll do well, Stephen?
Would you like to do that?
We've got a young side.
Rooney in there, I'm afraid, so disappointment.
All right, okay.
We spent how many years being disappointed? I don't see it ending now. Yes, we've got some young talent in there. Unfortunately, we haven't got Jack Botland, who is the best goalkeeper in the English Premier League,
rather than the house number.
But
82.
I don't know. I don't think we'll do very well. That's being pessimistic.
It's a better phone, actually. That's the only reason I'm asking you.
Do you think we'll do okay?
They're both next door to each.
I'm hoping. We have more hope than common sense. We always want them to do well. If they get to the semis, I'll be a happy man. So that's my personal target for England. I mean, I'm a cricketer. I'm not very
the only person who calls it is
we won the first test. We won the first of three. And we start again tomorrow.
As well.
I'm going to say thank you to everybody who's watching. And
Dr.
we're
Blab.
going to pause the recording now, and we'll carry on just chatting generally. So it's not being recorded, and you